Okay, so welcome back. You're still on the AM show with us. Time now for us to check out the stories that are making the headlines on the various news portals as well as, yes, the various news portals.
Sure, of course. We're starting from myjoyonline.com.
Exactly.
And we'll do a bit of politics. Samia hopes to lead Ghana in 2016 to celebrate 50 years of Nkrumah's overthrow. I believe we can go into this story and get a gist of what this is
well, the CPP is opening its nominations or filing of nominations for its 2016 presidential race. So Samia is there. I know my good friend Baitakwete's name has come up again this time round. There were a few other names, I can't remember all of them. But what I'm not too clear about is some 50,000 that they are supposed to pay. Yesterday, Professor Dele was trying to explain, but he got me more confused because he said it was voluntary.
Okay.
It was supposed to be development fee. And I'm asking, okay, so is the development, if it's development fee for the party,
can some people contest without necessarily paying?
Exactly.
Because I know that to vie for the candidature, you need to pay a certain fee and amount.
NPP added it to their, what they would usually do, and what NDC also did was, they'd usually cut it by half for, I think it was the first timers, those who are now contesting for the very first time. And for the women also, they got some reduction in there. But if you are saying that
voluntary,
it is voluntary, and at the same time you say you need money to run the party, so 50,000.
50,000. That's quite.
I'm still confused. I don't know which is which.
Lot. And of course, but did I also hear somebody is going away to start a party?
Oh yeah, that's Hassan Ayraga, PNC. he has his own issues, After he lost to Dr. Edwin Mahama, he decided, okay, yes, he said he wasn't treated fairly, so yes, it's time. He's going to set up his own party.
And the party members are being warned that whoever goes to support him will be sanctioned.
Yes. You carry the gag by yourself. No one will help you carry it.
Okay, so
so Waisa is finally charged by the police. Now we are told he's been charged with sexual assault and indecent exposure. And yesterday there was a bit of argument in the newsroom about what sexual assault he had actually committed. We all know he did an indecent exposure, yes, but sexual assault.
No, but the woman didn't call for that.
So
she was doing her job dancing. It doesn't mean that bring out and come and just harass me.
Okay.
That was.
So then why not sexual harassment instead of sexual assault?
No. But that was an assault. Well, I don't know.
But the police say they will start prosecution and all that when the holidays are over. I'm not too sure. Well, maybe, there's still Friday holidays, so I don't know if...
Which holidays we're talking about. No, exactly. I presume because it was during the Christmas, so holidays over means starting today till Thursday,
the courts,
close of day.
Okay, I don't know if the courts are coming back today, because the courts are also on break. That's why they were waiting for the courts to return from after the break. I think maybe early next year.
Perhaps.
Because, Friday is a holiday. Is that how you really
want to start 2016? Oh, Waisa could have been wiser now.
So that he starts 2016.
Sure. So microfinance saga, MPs predict economic downturn in Buna Ahafo. A bit of the story here. There are growing fears of an economic downturn in the Buna Ahafo region following the financial troubles of some microfinance companies. It seems like in the Buna Ahafo region, economic,
DKM,
financial,
and quite a few other
what's happening
microfinance. There? Well, DKM has its issues. They were not able to pay back the people the money they had invested and all that. And apparently it wasn't only them. There were quite a few other microfinance firms like
what
that.
I'm not getting
the
is
minority MPs in particular are not happy about how the whole thing is going. They think the Bank of Ghana hasn't been as firm as it's supposed to be in terms of ensuring or enforcing its regulations as far as microfinance operations are concerned. So they are saying that they want something done about it. The president should act. The central bank should also step in and ensure that really they sort these issues out, because we're also hearing later on that apparently some people have died as a result of their money being locked up.
Yes, out of the shock and all that.
So
imagine, the feeling is not fun.
Imagine everybody complaining, oh Charlie, we don't have money, we don't have, and that you have some 500B or some 1,000B sitting there.
You have your plans, future plans laid on it,
and now all of a sudden you want to go and take it and you can't have it.
What sometimes when you live with that hope that I have, you can plan, you're comfortable, even though you're not spending it, you're comfortable. But the moment that is not there, that's another wahala.
Another one altogether.
Yes, altogether.
It just throws you off gear completely.
It really is not fun. Stonebwoy.
Yeah, he was here yesterday. I think he waited for me to leave before he decided to come.
Well, but that was a surprise, and it really, really is a smart move for the guy. And you know, it's nice when you know that you support somebody and you don't expect anything in return, but the person just pops up and brings you, just say thank you. And see,
that one is it corruption or it's not corruption?
It's not corruption. That's
and
appreciation, genuine appreciation.
Okay.
Call it whatever, but for me, I see it as genuine appreciation because nobody asked him for anything.
Yeah, we're just there.
Genuinely, we support talent. If you have the talent, it's beautiful. Why not? We'll talk about you, we'll support you in all the small way we can. And so nobody expected this.
And besides, 2015 has been a good year for him.
It has.
Winning Artist of the Year locally.
A lot of people in Ghana have offered, given out support one way or the other. And so imagine how many more stations he's going to visit.
Exactly. That was what I was about to say.
Exactly.
That I'm sure he may probably visit as many radio stations in Accra as possible yesterday.
That is very, very touching. Yes, it's very touching.
But I hope they left some of the cake for me because I wasn't around when he
At least
came.
I saw Jifa in there.
So I saw Afre, I saw Vim Lady. So the three of them, I'm seeing them this morning.
You should
I'll
eat
take
some
my
cake.
share. Yes.
Sure.
I punches to marry cake, man.
These days,
sometimes.
Charlie, the economy hot.
You know, like what's his name? Kofi Kinata said that previously, what was the animal he used? Was it a ponche or ponkono meledin, and he thought he was free, but now I am meleda or beje because his master is also equally crazy. So
well,
I'll come for my cake.
Obviously,
the Stonebwoy cake.
The quarry disaster. So the quarry owner shifts blame. Blame shifts. Game starts.
Yeah, he says that he didn't do one. He wasn't responsible for the explosion because there's also another mining firm at the quarry now that is a licensed explosives dealer. So if anything, they should be held responsible because they still have some explosives in stock. And
no, what I'm not getting is where he's blaming now. Was there any explosion there?
Yeah, the Adwejiri place. Yes, that was where the whole thing happened, and it is his quarry apparently.
Okay.
Yes, it's his quarry. So now that everybody is blaming him for the explosion and the death that has happened, he says, listen, on the day of the explosion, I was in Accra. I wasn't in Adwejiri.
Somebody needs to set up and get something fixed, because see, the Malcolm disaster, afterwards we had the Kwashiman one, and we've had a lot of them. But we all start, I blame the media also. We start going after it, and then just a short while, we let it rest. So we come back and we ask ourselves the same question. You go back and the authorities tell you another story and you want to complain, which I don't really get anyway. So I think moving into 2016, it will be fun to watch a vibrant media, which does not necessarily show interest in only political issues. But of course, these are social issues that affect us directly.
It will be difficult to do that in 2016.
We will have to try. The media has the opportunity to set the agenda and make it happen.
Yeah, but the media is already politically biased, and the public has increasingly become fans of political stories.
They become fans of political issues, but we feed them. If they're not getting that, just like because this one they're not getting
away if they're not getting it. Trust me.
But if you go anywhere and you're not getting the same thing, and we are all interested in what actually affects us directly, we will watch. We'll know.
So then in that case, it has to be all of us. Not just maybe multimedia deciding that
I did not say multimedia. I said the media ought to show.
And that's why I was saying that. You're saying the media, yes, fine. So maybe multimedia may decide that, oh, it's an election year, right, but we'll still do human-centered stories. But then the others will decide to go hardcore politics.
It's unfortunate, but we need to show a lot more interest in what affects us directly. Yeah. Well, still on my Joy Online.
Okay, there are photos of the world's most beautiful churches. Well, okay, as Christians celebrate Christmas, take a tour of 23 eye-catching and unusual churches and chapels around the world. So you can log on to myjoyonline.com and click on the picture. The top looks very, very unusual. Looks like our National Theatre.
Yeah,
the top of our National Theatre.
Kind of. And the building itself looks, it looks kind of antique.
Yeah, it hasn't, I think it may be a very, very ancient
It looks like. But if this was done in modern day, I wish I knew which church this is, so we can.
We'll look for it and we'll let you know.
But of course, you can always log on to myjoyonline.com and also feed yourself with the information.
And wherever it is in the world, 2016, I'm going to that church.
Bless you. Bless you. Yeah. So, Volta Region Customs Officers intercept cache of ammunition. A cache of ammunition has been intercepted at the Bogolo Customs Barrier in Aplau in the Volta region. What is this thing about this ammunition here and there?
Yeah, because you remember the last time was in Kumasi when the Burkinabe was arrested.
And now Volta region.
Exactly.
Is this you do me, I do you kind of game, or this is really like the real? They are planning. I don't know what to think.
And the security experts are, even though the police haven't drawn any link yet. The last time. Dr. Kusenin warned that there probably might be that link because next year is an election year, so probably that's why we are seeing all this. And it's not unusual. I mean, in 2012 we had stories like these. Such arrests were made.
No, but the kind of ammunitions being arrested now is really alarming. For instance, when you take the Kumasi one, they had weapons that could actually shoot down airplanes.
Exactly.
And that is very worrying. Exactly. You will ask yourself, what is happening? There's been the security threat of ISIS, there's been the threat of Boko Haram, and now we have these weapons in elections staring us. And, I don't know. Our politicians should spare us. We are human. I mean, after the power, if we are not there, what do you do?
Because that's a simple question I ask every day.
Yeah.
I mean, in other African countries and all around the world where people are fighting so hard to be presidents and they are killing people. And I say, okay, so you wake up one day, let's take Syria for example, where lots of the people have fled. You wake up one day, President Assad,
and nobody.
It's still President Assad. But you wake up and everybody has left Syria. And it's just you and your wife and your children in the country. Then what do you do? Even the military who are supporting you have also left the country. Then you are president over what?
I don't know, but I mean, peace should be ultimate. We need to check our peace, take it seriously, and stop these weapons, ammunition. It won't take us anywhere. It will just bring us trouble. We've seen countries with them who are not knowing any peace at all. And you see, when it happens this way, it's the children. And if you have a child, then you have to run with your child. And if it's just you alone, yes. I mean, survival of the fittest. But when there are children...
But even survival of the fittest, what's the guarantee that the route you are going to use is safe?
That's a problem.
That's a guarantee that you will even hear of it in good time to be able to make the escape before it gets to you.
That is, and if you have visited any war-torn country before, especially those who have recovered, and you go and you look into their history, it really, really is scary. You don't want to get there. You just do not want to get there. Well, we pray that 2016 will be another peaceful election year, and we'll talk about it in 2017 with smiles. Of course. So now my story goes.
That's a story about Hassan Ayariga. PNC issues strong warning to members against endorsing Ayariga. The People's National Convention is warning of stiff sanctions to its members and executives who endorse or assist its former flag bearer Hassan Ayariga in creating a breakaway party. But really, PNC, I don't know. You may warn your people, but like you say, assist.
Is that freedom of association?
That's what I was saying. Because if there is endorse and assist, I can decide to assist him underground. I can decide to give him 500 Ghana or 1,000 Ghana or 5,000 Ghana to go
anonymous
and pay. Exactly. You will never know that I did.
Besides that, I think I want to go back to freedom of association. If I want to associate with him, what are the sanctions anyway?
Okay, maybe I lose my PNC membership?
For me, I think it is quite an empty threat.
Oh, well.
Because if I own my democratic right and I want to move on.
No, so then in that case, I guess what they are trying to say is, if you want that, then please bring your PNC membership card. Put it down, say that I'm no longer PNC. I want to be Hassan People's Party or something, whatever the name of the party will be.
In effect, what they want to say is, we love you, our members, don't go away.
Don't go away. So if you want to go, then please bring our card and then go and do your Hassan People's Party.
Anyway, Hassan, well, if just in case it is true you want to embark on that, I wish you all the best.
Don't take Hassan serious. So I don't know. I don't know how he's going to fare.
Well, so there are quite some highlights that you would want to catch up with on MyJoyOnline.com.
Lots more stories.
A lot more stories that
you could read.
All that happened during the break. Whilst you took a break and you were holidaying, there were a lot going on around you, and we have all on MyJoyOnline.com. So we could move into City FM Online and also see what their highlights are. So Mohammed's dead goat comment listed in Africa's best.
Yeah, actually, apparently the BBC has come up with a list of top, is it 10 or 20 African quotes?
Okay.
And
let's maybe we should just take a bit of the story. And
has become so popular. It's gone way beyond Ghana. It's now all over Africa.
Okay.
So it says President Mahama's infamous dead goat comment has been named one of the best African quotes for the year 2015 by the BBC. President Mahama made the dead goat comment while he was addressing Ghanaians in Botswana in March this year in response to industrial actions in Ghana. I'm trying to see.
President Mahama.
So let's check out the list, the full list now. At number 1, I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody.
That's coming from Nigeria's president, Buhari.
On the day of his inauguration. Number 2, we must change our lawless habits, our attitude to public office and public trust. We must change our unruly behavior in schools, hospitals, marketplaces, motor parks, on the roads, in homes and offices. To bring about change, we must change ourselves by being law-abiding. That's also President Buhari. So he got 2 at the top. Then at number 3 is the Zulu King.
The time. Okay, the Zulu King
the
actually
Zulu King,
made
he's
that.
at number 3.
The time for vision has come. I request our South African government to help us clean our land of lies. We need to remove all itching bedbugs and lay them bare in the sun. We request that all foreigners should take their baggage and be sent back.
And that was at the height of the xenophobic attacks in South Africa.
But I love the bit about the lies. So drop those lies.
No, but this lies, he was talking about lies as in...
I'm taking it out of context and still making it relevant. So drop those lies.
But in this context, he was talking about the foreigners as being lies.
That's unfortunate though. So
and then number 4 is the US dentist, Walter Palmer, who killed the famous Cecil the lion. He says, if I had known this lion had a name and was important to the country or a study, obviously, I wouldn't have taken it. Nobody in our hunting party knew before or after the name of this lion. Really?
I see.
You were with, what's the name?
But why did it...
He was with Zimbabweans on his hunt.
Yes.
And he meant to say that Zimbabweans also didn't know that this lion was called Cecil the lion.
There are modern-day Zimbabweans who are not familiar with it. Okay. They are not lion-educated Zimbabweans who knew this lion, yes. Okay. But I don't know where.
Okay, at number 5 is South Sudanese model Nicole Paul, and the quote is what? Dear white people in the fashion world, why do I have to bring my own makeup to a professional show when all the other white girls don't have to do anything but show up? Don't try to make me feel bad because I am blue-black. It's 2015.
Yeah, you get her quote.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't do that. But I know really, a couple of the cosmetic companies now do design for the black skin also.
Yeah.
So Lancome does, a couple of them do. So, I mean, it was a big deal in trying to get one cosmetic company that also does for black skin to make her up. I mean, that is an absolute discrimination. I don't know. It's just not fair.
There's one lady I listened to on the BBC. I think her makeup line is called Bobbi Brown, I think.
Okay.
She said when she started producing makeup for black people, people thought, what is this woman up to? I mean, really, who would use that kind of makeup? People discouraged her. They told her to take it off the line because, and really, she said it doesn't sell as much as the white ones because, of course, there are more white people
within her
where
location,
she is than the blacks. But still, she feels that every woman should have a shade of makeup for her, so that wherever she is in the world, if she wants makeup, that will make her look natural. She should
comfortably be able to go out there and get it. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's kind that way, especially in our modern world. I mean, discrimination is no. Well,
the one we've been waiting for,
number 6.
Is at number 6.
It should have been right at number.
No.
Also, I have seen more demonstrations and strikes in my first 2 years. I don't think it can get worse. It is said that when you kill a goat and you frighten it with a knife, it doesn't fear the knife because it is already dead. I have a dead goat syndrome. And that is the famous quote that has made President Mahama on the BBC list of favorite quotes.
It's entered the BBC book of famous quotes.
Yes.
If I can put it
so,
that way.
I mean, you can go onto my journal, City FM Online, and abreast yourself with the famous quotes that made its way.
Mugabe is in there as well.
Yes,
Obama is there. And Grace Mugabe is also in there. Lots of them. So you can get to the City FM page, or you can log on to BBC's page itself, where we'll be going to pretty shortly. And then, of course, you can find out who said what, who made the list of famous African quotes for the year 2015. Interesting. At least we've been able to find out where our president lies as far as that list is concerned.
Obviously. So on the BBC African page, dozens killed in Nigeria attacks. Yesterday we spoke about attacks.
Yesterday was southeastern Nigeria.
Yes.
Today it's going back to the north. It's northeastern Nigeria.
Can't you allow people to see 2016 now?
A wave of attacks by female suicide bombers in northeastern Nigeria has killed more than 50 people and injured many others. And Boko Haram, which the Nigerian military says is almost on the verge of... No, now they say they are on the verge of clearing them.
Beautiful, because just yesterday I was saying I hope it doesn't remain closing in forever.
But
they're clearing. That's beautiful.
But this...
well, of course...
They are clearing them, but still they are striking.
The last breath is always taken in haste, in struggle. Yeah. So that could mean that.
So this is their last attack.
It could be the struggle to die. Yeah. Let's just hope. I'm all positive and hopeful that
I'm hoping
it's just ending. Yes. So
I'm hoping so.
Ethiopia's so Ethiopia urged to free 2 reporters, and so you can log on to City FM to find that. And Benin PM survived. Prime Minister survived. We took that yesterday.
Kenyan FA boss being investigated. Doesn't that call for some other investigation somewhere else?
Well,
here in Ghana. After all the allegations that have been made against Kwesi Nyantakyi and his administration, shouldn't we also want to check to investigate them to at least so that we just settle everything once and for all, so that we can go our way? But Songo hasn't stopped, has he?
Is Songo the measure?
Well, Songo speaks, and then the callers also appear to have problems, and that's why Songo keeps making the noise every day that we should get Nyantakyi. And you know the funny thing is, Songo will stand there, the people will call, they will shout, hey, yes, Nyantakyi, and the executives will go and then go and vote for Nyantakyi.
Yeah, so what are you talking about exactly? Well, getting to be declared free of Ebola, that is good news. Ebola really had its time in 2015.
Yeah.
And, you know, we stopped the shaking of hands, we stopped hugging, we stopped all the, you know, the usual family things we would do.
But you know, for Ghana, it was that brief.
It was that brief. Ghana is very blessed, really, seriously.
When I think by the time Nigeria was declared free of Ebola, we forgot about it.
Exactly.
And now I hardly see people walk around with sanitizers in their handbags or in their purses.
Or you go to public places and you see are hardly screened or scanned for those years.
I remember those days, even when you go to the bank, on the counters, big boxes, bottles of sanitizers.
Before you enter, you do it. Before you get out of the place, you do it.
Yes.
But it was good, and we should have continued with it. We should make it part of our living, yes?
Yeah. At the hospital, I recently went to Rabita, I think that was like sometime last month. They still had sanitizer at the entrance. Okay. Even that's the main entrance to the hospital.
Okay.
Even before you enter the hospital compound, they had the sanitizer there at the security man's post, because that's how you enter the hospital. They still had it. So
yes, I think
I went there and I also
should not stop, because you see, by taking that on as a daily routine, we also help curb or prevent cholera and those, you know, airborne, waterborne diseases. Yes, we help a lot, especially the airborne diseases that
because Sierra Leone was declared free, then they got another case, then they were declared free. Now they are going to be declared free again. I hope this time
it's the absolute free.
Yeah, that they don't have to come back again and say that, oh no, Sierra Leone still has at least 1 case or 2 cases of Ebola at least.
Okay,
let's
so
just hope that it's
those
free
are your online reviews. You can always log on. Banjo Online has a lot more that you can log on to.
And on the side there's a feature, a video feature 2 minutes says meet Ghana's street skate footballers. You can check that out. I know Justice Bedu did a story on them some time back. I think like about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Before he went to school, but it will be interesting to see what the BBC also was able to do with them as well. So that's it for the online review of the stories. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back soon. Stay with us.